Image Radio is on the air. Golden Image.
Oh, I finally got to craft this game.
Rock on.
Oh! Wow. No.
Hello, Golden Image Podcast listeners. It is I, Golden J, coming to you a little different this week. Surprise, surprise. We're in studio. We haven't been in studio since episode 16. Wow. This is what we say, episode 38.
Yeah.
My goodness. We did a lot of Zoom meetings and a lot of recording via Zoom. So yeah, it's interesting for me to have you guys back in here, but it's got to be even more weird to be in here.
You tell Jen to stop spitting on this mic because it stinks.
That's the studio.
Oh, well, I think Michelle used that mic last night when we recorded the Families Helping Families, so maybe that was it.
That might explain it.
How did that go?
Oh, it was fine. Hopefully, it's all over the internet by now. Look for it under Families Helping Families at Facebook and wherever else that it might be. I don't know where we're going to release it all at, but it's about a 20 to 25 minute video of me having a conversation with Michelle about this weekend's Families Helping Families on August 12th. Oh, we can't go to the meteor shower party.
Dang it.
Son of a gun. Huh. Okay, anyway.
You're a quarter of the way there. You just leave Families Helping Families and go straight down to Crawfordsville.
Could. That would be, that'd be a late night run, wouldn't it? Yes, so we're going to get into, today's episode is going to be about Shade State Park, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but, so what's going on with you guys? What's up?
Same old.
Same old?
Yep.
Come on, there's got to be something new.
I've been doing a lot of stuff, which is fun. Here in a couple weeks, I'm sure I'll be covering some of the stuff I did this weekend, which was different.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been out and about, too. I got a couple of things in my back pocket that I want to talk about. I'm actually going to give a bad review on a place.
Wow. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen sooner or later.
I mean, it has to, yeah, right? That's what we do, so.
Well, it's true. I've actually given a couple bad reviews, but...
Not, like, overly bad.
No. Well, this is not going to be overly bad either, but I'll tell you all about it in a few weeks. It's coming. It's coming. But yeah, Chico's been out running around. Skywalker's been smoking meat.
It's crazy because it's like I get a smoker and then you get a smoker and then Skyler's gifted a smoker.
Actually, Skyler was gifted his before I got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I personally wasn't planning on getting a smoker. It wasn't in my repertoire. It's still not in my repertoire. But your mother wanted one, so she bought one. That is her smoker. And if you think that she smoked or done any prep work or anything for that smoker, you are greatly mistaken.
She does the mise en place, the prep.
No, she didn't even do the prep.
Oh, sure she does.
No, she does not do the prep.
She cleans it then.
She does do all the dishes. And let me tell you, I make a lot of dishes when I get shit around.
Yep.
I was Ozzy, we've talked about Ozzy many times on all the podcasts, and he just kind of gets sick and then he gets better and he gets sick and he gets better. But as he got sick this weekend, I went back to just the bland chicken diet for him, just giving him some chicken so it makes sure, I know he'll eat it, he'll keep it down. And so I found that I had to wash the cutting board like 3 times in the midst of making all of this chicken and shit. So it's pretty crazy.
Poor guy.
I know, it's terrible. I had to do dishes.
The dog.
Oh. All right, fair enough. He's pretty wound up tonight, though. He's happy to be home. We did do the campground this weekend in the rain. You guys were supposed to do the water park, but everybody kind of split off, but it was raining anyway, so it kind of really actually worked out better.
We got almost 4 inches of rain in Merrillville yesterday.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd have been a shit day at the water park.
It's been a really good day at the water park.
That's true, because everybody else would have not went, and then you could have just enjoyed it. You're going to get wet anyway,
Right.
So what makes a difference if it's raining?
Unless there's lightning.
True, and then they pull you all out of everything, don't they? They shut it down if there's lightning? Send everybody home?
Don't know. Never been there when it's rained.
I saw a video the other day of that it was raining and there were people in a pool and there was like 5 of them huddled underneath an umbrella while still standing in the pool.
Smart.
Yeah.
Gotta stay dry.
You got to stay dry while you're in the pool. You can't get rained on, people. I mean, that's just shitty swimming right there, be getting rained on.
Can't get your hair wet.
Don't want to do that rainwater in your beer. That'd be terrible. I don't know.
That would make a little bit more sense. Keep the beer not watered down.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. I stared at it for I don't know how long. The video was like maybe 30 or 40 seconds. I think I watched it 2 or 3 times just going, I don't understand. But, you know, people are weird. People are strange, man. It's all you gotta say. People are just strange. But yeah, other than that, besides that for the weekend, that's what we did. Upcoming this weekend, once again, it is the Families Helping Families benefit. It is the 4th annual. Can you believe that? They've already done it for 4 years. The doors will open at noon. There is a semi-truck show. They've got like 14 or 15 semis coming in. So you can go down, you can get your ballot, go look at the trucks. They have hot dogs, chips, and the elephant ear stand is again there this year. So you can go in and get yourself a hot dog, go around, grab your ballot, vote on which truck you like the best. Concert will start about 2:30 with our good friend Todd Wolford. He's going to be doing some original material. And sometime after that, I think he's playing in 45 minutes, an hour. And then after that, the Fred and Ginger band's going on. They'll do about an hour. And then it's me and the boys rounding out the night. So, yeah, it should be fun. Come down, bring a pack of diapers per person or a can of formula per person to get you in for the concert. It's a great, great charity. So, please bring some stuff down, donate.
Yeah.
If you can't even stay for the concert, if you just want to swing by and drop some stuff off. They do take cash. Do take cash donations too if you can't get out to the store and just want to drop off. They are doing a ton of work down there. Right now there is a lot of needy families out there. Lots of emails and lots of text messages. She was showing me some of the stuff last night, and yeah, people are struggling. The economies went up. The economies went down, and prices went up, and people are having a hard time affording some of that stuff. So, if you can get out there and donate, come to the show, come hang out, meet the Skywalker. He will autograph your boobies if that's what you want.
Boobies and babies only.
Boobies and babies only. There ain't nothing like signing a baby. Have you signed a baby?
Nope.
Chico would like to sign a baby. Bring your babies. Bring your puppies. Your puppies. Down. He'll sign your puppies.
If I don't get the chance, I'll just sign one in October.
That doesn't count when it's your own.
Sure it does.
No, it doesn't count.
I can at least say I signed a baby.
That's true.
Just don't do it in permanent marker.
Yeah.
Okay, permanent marker it is.
Yeah. I think that was all that I had was a permanent marker. You suppose that's still there? Did Alicia scrub that off?
Nope, it's still there.
It's still there. Does Roy just wash around it?
Yep. You'll be famous one day, Cora.
That's right. Poor little girl. She cried after I signed her. Oh, that was fun. This will be a great time. Come on down. Families Helping Families at the...
Solid Rock Church.
Thank you. What is the address there, Slicko? It's downtown Rochester. Come out, hang out with us. It'll be great. It's going to be a fun time. Seriously, come down and meet us.
Yeah.
Please. Say, hey, I listen to the podcast.
Are you doing any lives or anything during the day?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, do it without me.
I know, and they've got me lined up to actually do interviews with the truckers, to run the DJ outside, and to MC the bands and to play. So my plate's kind of full. So I think I told them last night I wasn't doing any lives or any podcasting stuff from the show this year, just because my plate is kind of full.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So. Sorry, no podcasting from Families Helping Families this year. Maybe next year. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, come on down. Meet the Skywalker. He'll sign your baby and your puppies. And by puppies, I mean boobies.
Boobaloobaloobaloobies.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask you this.
How much trouble would you be in if some fan come up and you had to sign her boobies? Look at the look on his face.
Sarah would probably applaud and watch.
Yeah, I'm thinking Jess might actually do the same.
You think?
Can I sign too?
Oh, well, if that's the score, then that'd be great.
I'm not complaining.
Can you put 2 O's in Skyler?
Really?
Squealer.
Wow, this has turned. This has changed. Do you think that your wives would applaud if you?
Oh yeah.
All right.
They'd be proud.
Would they?
Yeah.
Well, your wife's here. Can I ask her later?
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll probably say, "Can I sign too?"
Oh, all right.
We'd have 4 signatures on the same puppies.
You guys are both signing? Is that what you're saying? It'd be
Yeah,
like,
why not?
if somebody come up and ask your brother, would you walk up and be like, "You want me to sign too? I'm on the podcast."
Yeah.
All right. So how would you sign? Would you grab and get a solid place to mark, or would you just use one hand?
One hand.
Just one hand it?
Yeah. I don't want to get arrested.
Fair.
Well, but you got to have it's like when you're holding a board and screwing in a board, you gotta kind of hold it to it was like the same thing when you sign, right? You got to hold it to get a good signature.
No.
No?
Should be fine.
I'm going to go practice later.
Are you signing too?
No, I'll be taking the pictures. Gotta have video proof.
Yeah.
Well, of course I'm signing. I am Golden J.
Yeah.
You know how many boobs I've signed over my long career in music?
Probably just 1.
None. Just one. I didn't get both of them.
Nope,
just one of
just
them.
one.
Nope. Never signed a boob in my life. Just a baby. Did you ever sign a boob anywhere?
Nope.
You?
Can't say that I have.
No.
You actually have played more for a crowd where that would have been a possibility. In some of those house shows and stuff that you played, that would be more where I would think that would be something that might come up.
Nope, never happened.
Never happened? Deniability? Look at him smile, guys. I
I'm trying to think if there was ever an opportunity for it to happen, but no.
Well, this whole conversation is taking a weird turn. So, let's move on.
No more boobs.
Just so you guys know, I love boobs. I love seeing boobs. He's not even.
I was thinking about the bus and the show me your tits, win a balloon.
It works. We had a sticker, people, that was on the inside of the door, and you open the door up and it said, show your tits, win a balloon. We gave away balloons.
How many of those were to Donnie, though?
All of them.
I don't know. I never gave Donnie
Did
a
you
balloon.
actually have balloons
Absolutely.
prepared?
Oh, yeah, we were not, they were condoms, but, that's not that's not the point. You still blew them up. Donnie blew them up. I never partook
You need a
in that
helium
part.
tank. You should have had one of those small helium tanks.
Oh, that would have been smart. That would have been real smart.
And we could have had floating balloons. Condoms.
Huh. The
Next
things
time.
that-
Next time.
Next time. The
Hindsight's
next time I get a
2020.
bus and a sticker. Oh, yeah, the good old days. I'm telling you. I've seen a lot of them from the back of my guitar, too. Yes. That was the best thing I ever did. Write that down. But I will not be bringing that guitar this weekend. All right. Well, let's get into this. This week's episode is strictly just about Shades State Park down in Waveland, Indiana. It is at 7751 South 900 or
890.
890 West. Where did 900 come from? I don't know.
You rounded up.
I did. I'm just going to go to you're one road too far. Way to go. Let me tell you, man, this place is literally in the middle of nowhere. And it is gorgeous. It is an amazing place to go and hang out and hike and just spend the day.
Or the weekend.
Or you guys spent the weekend. I just went around for the day. My experience was I went with Billy and Tina, and we we didn't actually camp. We got hotel rooms in Crawfordsville, and then we drove down Saturday morning and hiked all day long. And wow, what a great state park to hike in. Not only is it beautiful to be there and look around, but man, it is quiet. There's not a ton of people there. It's just easy going. I call them tourist rugged. Their trails are what I call tourist rugged. It's not like you're hiking in Montana and ride some rugged trail. These are, more touristy, easy or rugged trails. I mean, the stairs are what kill you. Those damn stairs.
It's a lot of stairs in
Yeah,
that park.
lot of stairs. But you guys went down the weekend before, and you guys camped down there for the weekend. Would you guys go down Friday?
Yep. Friday to Sunday morning. Campsites, costs. It was about. We had 2 sites, so it was about $25 a night per site. It ended up being just over $100.
See, once again, now, okay, so let's talk about the campsites. And a lot of the state parks run about that same price. A little bit more if you want all 3, electric, sewer, and water. A regular site doesn't have sewer. You can usually get electric and water in regular state park, in other state parks. But Shades is 100% primitive.
Yep.
They have not done anything with electric, water, or do they have bathhouses in the?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they do. Decent bathhouses too.
Yeah, it's actually really nice.
Yeah, it was. We were in lot 24 and 25, which is pretty close to the entrance of the park, and
Well, the entrance of the campground.
right. It wasn't. They weren't bad at all. It put us just a few spots away from the actual bathhouses, and
So just an easy walk when you had to use the facilities.
In the dark.
In the dark.
yeah, it gets dark out there.
There's no, in the camping ground area, there's no street lights or anything like that out there?
Just the lights from
Yeah.
the bathhouse, and they turn
Really?
those off at what,
Oh gosh, I
midnight?
don't know. Yeah.
11 or midnight.
The only light you have over there is the actual lights inside that are shining out from people going in.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was dark. It was really dark. And
Is that
lights
thing-
from campsites, but
There's probably about a half-mile walk before you actually ran across the street light down by the camp store.
the amphitheater.
Yep.
Okay. We actually went to the camp store because Tina wanted some ice cream. We were out, doing our thing, and she's like, "I want some ice cream." I'm like, "Okay, let's go up to the camp store." So we drove up there. The sign on the outside said "open." The doors and the sign on the door said "closed."
It was never open while we were there.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that kind of sucks for a camp store.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that one, but
Would you go up to the main entrance and say, "Hey, I need some ice or something," or you just leave the park and go into town and get some?
we just, at one point, we left the park and just ran up to Waveland, which was a huge mistake in itself. But
Really?
yeah, well, so you follow these little country roads, because when he says it's literally in the middle of nowhere, it is in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
off Sugar Creek. So Waveland is the closest town in about 8 miles. And you go back out to, I think it's 47.
Okay.
And you go to cross the road into Waveland, and they have the whole main drag of town closed because they're repaving. And
Oh, jeez.
so you have to drive out another 7 or 8 miles to get into Waveland. And then everything in Waveland is closed.
Oh, man. What do they have in Waveland? What was there? Obviously it was closed, but what did you see?
We specifically went to go buy liquor.
Oh, what?
And the liquor store was closed. And I wasn't about to make that 17-mile hike back to Crawfordsville.
Well,
So-
it's 17 miles is not that far.
No, it's not. But
Yeah. You should have just went there to begin with.
Well, see, they needed liquor because we didn't get to go on our float.
That is true. You guys actually went down there to float all day on Saturday, but everything was all rented out. There was nothing available, right?
yeah, lessons learned. Always reserve your spot when you're trying to rent kayaks, because we didn't get any.
They had one canoe.
You one canoe, no
one
tubes.
tube, or one tube. I think
Or
they
was it
said.
one tube?
We could have just swam the river, I guess.
How you can get 9 of us piled on a tube?
Just strap the cooler in the middle, and
Yeah.
you guys just hold on to the side. Well, was the river even deep enough to really do a float? On a tube it might be one thing, but on a canoe it would be.
There were a lot of people, so
Was there?
I would assume so. That parking lot was packed.
The weird thing is it's Sugar Creek Canoe and Kayak Rentals who we went to use. And last year I went down there for my brother-in-law Trevor's bachelor party, and we walked right up and we got our canoes and kayaks, no reservations, and that parking lot was at least 10 times fuller than what it was while we were there.
Huh. Well, that's weird.
We should have just went over that winery.
Yeah, probably. There's a winery right across the road from the...
Really? How did I miss that? I wasn't driving.
No, it was the right next to the kayak rental.
Oh,
down by
gotcha.
Turkey Run.
Gotcha.
Which is right across from, on the main entrance at Turkey Run, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my thing is that since I was there and Turkey Run is so close, I'm like, can we hike Shades for the day and then head down to Turkey Run and maybe just take an easy one? Well, like I said, we went to the Shades camp store and it was closed, and Tina was like, well, why don't we just go to the camp store at Turkey Run, since it's, that's that close. So we went down, pulled in the camp store, and I just wanted to get a sticker, a Turkey Run sticker for my laptop, which is not on there yet. Gunner's looking at my laptop.
I see the Indiana Beach one.
Yeah. My new Iron Man one. Bought that. Your mom bought that for me from the Boys and Girls Club as part of their donation run. So we ended up at the camp store, and I found a sticker, and I bought the sticker, and I thought it just said, I survived the trails at Turkey Run, but it actually said, I survived trail number 3 at Turkey Run. And I was like, oh, and Billy's like, well, you bought the sticker, guess what we're doing? So we took the very rugged trail number 3. That's the one with ladders, and you basically walk up the creek bed, and there was 74 flights of stairs and 74 stories upstairs. I don't even remember what we ended up. Tina had one of those things, and by the end of the day, we had climbed what would be the equivalent of 74 stories upstairs. Yeah, that was a lot of stairs. But once again, tourist rugged.
Yeah, they say rugged, but it's really not.
It wasn't as bad as I had anticipated in my mind going into it. As we were walking in, now obviously Shades and Turkey Run both have like loops. So you walk in, you could take these trails, they're loops. So where you start is where you come back. And as we were walking in, there was a group coming out, and it was a couple of older ladies that were coming out, and they just looked at me and said, hey, you guys have fun. And they were all smiling and shit. And I'm like, yeah, okay, if they can do this, I can do this. It's not that bad. But yeah, the trail in Turkey Run was amazing to a certain extent. Why do we like Shade so much better? There's a lot less people. The trails are just as nice as going to Turkey Run. The park is just as beautiful. And there is a lot less people at Shades. And I honestly don't give two shits if I ever go back to Turkey Run again, because there was just so many people. And you're trying to walk around, and you're getting passed by. And it's just like, yeah, it's just not worth it. At Shades, you get out there, and it's just you. You're kind of just doing your thing. And we met people. Don't get me wrong. We kind of stepped off because we weren't in a big rush to get through it. So we let people go past. But yeah, at Turkey Run, it is just so freaking packed. It is nothing but a tourist trap, and as far as that goes. But they also have some great scenery in that they have that suspension bridge, which is really cool. You feel like Indiana Jones walking across that bad boy. So I like it at Turkey Run. There, the river that goes through there. I'm assuming it's the same river. It's the what did you say it was?
It's Sugar Creek.
Sugar Creek. There's a big sign by the river that says no swimming or wading, and then there was probably 400 people in the water. All floating down the river. It's like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Yeah. So, anyways, let's get back to Shades. Let's go over some of the things. Why don't you guys talk about the hiking trails a little bit?
What did we do? We did.
We started with trail number 4, and so we got back after being disappointed that we couldn't go float Sugar Creek, and we kind of sat around, made some lunch, and I was like, let's go hiking. We're here. This place is supposed to be beautiful. So I pulled out the map, and I was like, this is the one we're doing, because it says it takes you up through the middle of the ravine. And of course, it's absolutely gorgeous. And you hike back up a creek bed with trail number 4. I was wearing jeans. Not a great idea, because you're crawling over down trees and stuff. Or at least we were while we were there. The weather's been really weird this year, but yeah, just this beautiful beautiful trail.
And then I think, is that you and Nick ran back to the campsite, and then we did.
Yeah, Nick had to go back and take his narcotics. So.
Okay. Are those prescribed?
Yes, they
Okay.
are prescribed.
Let's be 100% sure about that.
We did 5, I think, after that, and then you guys came back and we did. Which 5 was weird because you walk the same way you go down to 4, and you just turn the opposite direction.
Right.
And there's one spot on that one where you can go off the trail towards Sugar Creek, but as we were crossing, there was like this spot, just a big mud hole. So I took my shoes off and just walked right through. I went up to about my knee in mud. Everybody else was climbing across the log, falling down. I was like, it's just mud.
It's
What's
just
it gonna do?
It'll wash off.
As long as I didn't sink up to my puppy, so I was good. But yeah, that was also a really nice trail too. It was actually like the opposite of we were going back up the creek instead of going with the creek. And then you guys got back and we did one, which took you to the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Yep.
The Devil's Toilet Bowl. Oh, wait. It smelled like the Devil's Toilet Bowl, but no.
Yeah, it did. It was stinky down there, wasn't it?
We went and did the Devil's Punch Bowl. I think that was the first. And then we actually went and did trail number 2. It's a very rugged mile and a quarter. What they don't tell you is that mile and a quarter doesn't count the walk-in to get to trail number 2,
Yeah.
which is still about half a mile to get to some of those. So keep that in mind if you're going hiking. It was like, oh, I can do a mile and a quarter. Well,
It's actually
basically,
2.5.
yeah, you're definitely doing 2.5 miles by the time you're done. So that begins. It begins at the Trail of Lover's Leap, but doesn't actually go to it, I don't think. So we just kind of walked around, went down, looked at the falls. Of course, the...
Concave Fall.
Yeah. The walkway on the one side was still shut down. Billy said it was shut down last year when they were down there, so they haven't got around to fixing that yet. So, I think we talked about that. You had to turn around and come back. Maybe that was a different one. Was that the Devil's Punch Bowl that went down to...
Went down to that
Yeah. Falls? Okay. So 2, we just kind of walked around and yeah. But easy peasy, man. They're easy trails to do, even though they say they're rugged or very rugged. I mean, there's spots. You just got to be careful.
They're Indiana rugged.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you live in the middle of a cornfield, you're not necessarily used to just walking up a creek bed.
True.
At a 40-degree incline.
Well, that was Trevor and I were leading the pack at one point, and we just both kind of put our heads down and just kept walking. And before we knew it, we looked back and everybody was way behind us, and we're like, wow. I mean, if you're watching your footing and you're trying not to slip, you just kind of lose yourself going up the creek.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that I talked about was that you were constantly watching your feet to make sure you don't trip, hurt yourself, because there are a lot of loose rocks, there are a lot of roots, there's down trees, there's stuff like that. But do 20 steps and stop and take in what's around you. Don't just walk through the whole thing without ever looking up, because there are some great things to see. There's some great scenery out there, and it's definitely worth just taking your time and not looking down for your footing the whole entire time, even though that is extremely important to watch where you step in. I had my walking stick that I carry with me, and then that's my guide. Is I always put it out front to make sure that you can feel if it's slippery or not before I put my foot on it. But yeah, it gets a little intense in a couple spots, but
Mm-hmm.
And then at one point on Trail 4, there's a small little, runoff where the creek is, and it's a little, dripping waterfall. I stopped there and just put my head under that for a couple minutes because it was so stinking hot while we were there. But
That it was hot.
there was a spot on 2 where the water came out of the side of the rocks, and that water was so cold. I mean, that was the cold spot. Billy and Tina have been doing some of the major hiking. They've been hiking in Montana, and they did a little bit while they were out in Denver this year. And But they are preparing themselves for like the hike in overnight, hike back out kind of trails and stuff.
That explains the pictures of the giant
big ass
backpacks.
backpack that
Yeah.
he had on him. What they done, they borrowed, it's a hiking pack. They have packed it exactly like they would if they were going to go do that. There's a tent, there's a bedroll, there's a sleeping bag, there's their clothes, and then all of their they have a cooking stove and everything that they would need while they're out for a couple days of hiking is in this pack. And basically Billy's was testing it out and carrying it around instead of it's like, oh, this ain't gonna be a problem, and then you do 8 miles and you can't even put the
Move your
pack
legs.
back on. Yeah. So by doing this, it was he's just kind of training himself to get prepared for it. He had we stopped and got waters. We didn't pack a cooler and take with us. We just had cold waters that went with us because we knew we weren't doing long trails, so we were able to get back. And so he had like a smart water bottle, and we got up to that spot, and I'm like, this is so good, and I'm rubbing it on my neck because I am nothing but that. There is sweat in places that sweat never came before. It was so I'm like taking this nice cold water and putting it on my neck and enjoying it, and he takes his bottle and he puts it down in there and fills it about halfway and then just packs it away. And then when we got back to the car, he actually ran his filtration system, so he could filter that water, and then he ended up drinking it on the next trail.
Nice.
Yeah, very interesting concept, that filtration system, because when you hold that up there, you can see shit in that bottle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that a worm? What is that? What is that? But he filtered it all out and drank it. So.
Yeah.
And that's, if you listen to the Golden Odyssey with Chuck Josie, he talks about that, about filtering his water on those long hikes that he done. And what do you say? Glorified mud hole was one of them. Took like 2 hours to filter that water out. So I don't know that that's for me. I don't know that I enjoyed going and doing this, and we hiked with them a little bit last year, and I enjoyed that. And I think this is more for me than, I don't think I want to go to Montana and hike in 8 miles and camp and hike 8 miles back out. But people love it.
Yeah. I enjoyed what we did. I mean, I don't really hike a whole lot, but
I could definitely get into hiking. Just state park hiking, not necessarily Montana up a mountain hiking, but
Right.
I mean, as kids, we spent a lot of time at Potato Creek, and I mean, we did a weekend out in Brown County at one point.
The old Spring Mill.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, Indiana has some just beautiful places to hike.
Absolutely.
And I think Shades might be the top of that list. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it was just gorgeous.
I've always heard Clifty Falls is a good one.
Oh.
You need to try out.
Clifty Falls.
That might be next on the list. Didn't think about that one. Yeah. There's a place down in Wabash, in that area around Salamone, that you can hike in. It's a little nobody park, nature preserve type thing. You can hike around there, and there's a beautiful waterfall down in there, which we did last year. And that's the one where we hiked like 2 miles to get to it, but found there was a parking lot right next to it. But it's not about that. It's about the hike, Gunner. Yeah, so Skyler's right, man. There's some great parks in Indiana to go hike at, and I don't know that Potato Creek is really a great hiking. I mean, they got trails and stuff, but I mean, was there a lot of things to see?
They are longer trails at Potato Creek because I mean, Shades is small to start.
Right.
Potato Creek covers quite a bit of acreage, so I mean, they're flat, but they're long.
Right.
So I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of the other, I guess.
Is there is there a prize at the end of this long trail?
I mean, they walk you out by like, you know, the reservoir and the kind of the swampy areas. It's been years since I've hiked those trails.
Right. All I know is that it may be small. I can tell you right now. Trail number 1, moderate to rugged, 0.75 mile. Trail number 2, rugged, very rugged, 1.25 mile. Trail number, there's no trail number 3. They don't have trail number 3 listed here. Trail number 4 is moderate rugged. It's 0.625 mile. 5, moderate to rugged, 0.75. Trail 6, easy, 0.5. Trail 7's rugged, 0.875 mile. Number 8, rugged, 0.7. Number 9, easy, 0.5. Number 10 is 1.5 miles, 1.5 mile. It's moderate.
I think 10 takes you out through the nature preserve, right? If I remember right. I don't have the map right in front of me. So.
I say one of them, the one that we did, I'm looking, it says, begins at Dell Shelter, leads you through vegetation and second growth timber, State Road 234, Pine Hill Nature Preserve.
Yeah,
that actually is one that we did. We did 10. That was the first one we did. Went to the nature preserve area. There is a backpack trail which is 2.5 miles. It's moderate.
Actually, so I forgot. I woke up Saturday morning, way before everybody else. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go walk around the campground, and just get some fresh air. And so there's a little circle trail out by the campground.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, I'll just jump on this. And it takes you out to that backpack trail, which runs the length of Shades and beyond. So I got to do it, and I was like, do I keep going down this backpack trail and risk getting lost? Or do I turn around and go back? So I turned around and went back.
That's probably a wise choice.
That was probably a solid mile just through the woods and what looked like a little game trail.
Yeah.
Well, you can go... Oh, there's the map right there. I don't know that it shows the backpack trail on... Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's... It doesn't really look like there's... You wouldn't have looped back. You would have had to actually walk back from where you were going. Yeah, so what is it? I'm looking here real quick. in.gov/DNR/state park/parks/lake/shade state park. Just Google Shade State Park. You'll find it. It's the first one.
I will say that camping there, my biggest complaint was the raccoons.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They were horrible.
First, 20 minutes after
20
we got
minutes.
there?
Yeah.
Skyler goes over and he's walking back through, because we had 2 campsites right next to each other with a trail in the middle. So you could walk back and forth between them. And Skyler goes over and he goes, "Where's my bread? Where's my bread at?" And we're like looking, look over in the woods. Raccoon just pulling the whole loaf of bread, just eating slices of bread.
I shit you guys not. It was 15 minutes. I'd taken the bread out of the cooler. I set it on the table. And I was like, I'll come back, put this back in here. Because, you always know that wildlife is a problem. And I went and helped Roy set up his tent. And I came back. And I started going through the coolers. I was like, maybe somebody put it away. Just sitting right behind the campground, right by Trevor's tent. They were mowing down on that bag of bread. And then they were a problem the rest of the weekend.
Oh, I believe it, because you gave it. Yeah, they had a taste of what was there.
So
were they trying to get into your coolers?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Stouter's tent has like a front porch on it, right?
Yep.
So it's all netted in.
Yeah.
So we put all of our coolers inside there. So all night they were trying to get into his tent to get into our coolers.
He said he woke up on Saturday night and just shined his flashlight, and the coons had grabbed the box of chips through the netting and were trying to pull it out. He's like, I laid there for, I swear, 20 minutes and just watched them.
They were bad.
All right. Well, I don't even know what to tell you to not have raccoons in your. Is there a raccoon repellent or something that you can get?
I don't know. We were sitting around the fire and just having a good time, and you'd hear like they'd be running around everywhere, and you'd shine a tree, and there'd be one like, oh, they see me.
What's still half-eaten loaf of bread?
It was crazy, man. They were everywhere. Our people across the road from us were at one point smacking the trees with sticks, trying to get the raccoons to get out of there.
Really?
Yeah.
My other complaint is people, if you are on a primitive campsite, don't run your generators all night. It's supposed to be quiet. It's supposed,
right.
People are using it to get away. Just turn your generator off while you're sleeping. It wasn't that hot at night that you would have needed your AC or anything. But the people right across from 25 were running their generator.
Yeah, and it was all day too.
Yeah.
I think they might have turned it off once, and it ran to the point where it was driving everybody crazy.
Huh.
And I mean, it wasn't a loud generator, but it was just that constant hum. In the background.
Right. I wondered if they allow generators out there.
I don't think they do.
Oh,
but,
gotcha.
I mean, DNR wasn't.
Real
I think
thick.
We saw them like twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't pushy or anything. So
Yeah.
All right.
And lots of
Interesting.
poison ivy, so
yeah,
make
lots
sure
of
you watch
poison
out for
ivy.
that.
Lots of
When you
poison
step
ivy.
off our campsite and poison ivy.
Yeah, and you love poison ivy.
I love poison ivy. I didn't get it nearly as bad as I thought I would, but
That's a beautiful thing.
yeah.
All right, Shades State Park is if you're going to go hiking, it's a beautiful place to go, and it's not like super busy, but it is pretty damn exciting. What do they have coming up? You heard me mention earlier the meteor shower party. That's going on the 12th, but you guys won't be able to go to that because you'll be at Families Helping Families. On August 14th, they have a bird hike. Also, again, on the 28th. And then on the 30th, they have a Blue Moon hike. So,
Where you drink Blue Moon and hike.
might as well. There you go. But yeah, go check out the websites. And you can look at all the stuff that they got coming up. So, it's full. They have lots of cool stuff.
Even on weekends where there's not a meteor shower, though, I mean, me, Gunnar, and our buddy Nick went out and just laid in the grass out at the
Amphitheater.
thank you. And I mean, you can just see him flying across the sky. So
Oh yeah, within the first minute we were there, I was like, oh, there's one. And then
Nice.
we laid down there and just, yeah. Like I said, at least 10 of them.
yeah, you can see satellites moving across the sky.
That's
too.
always really cool, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, middle of nowhere. There's no light.
pollution.
Yeah, and you're not getting blocked out by anything. And well, unless it's cloudy. I mean, you can't do anything about that. So
Both
Yeah.
nights we were there, the skies were crystal clear, though.
nice.
And then it rained a little bit Sunday morning
Yep.
and we packed up.
Right on. Good deal. All right, gentlemen, let's get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me. And Gunnar, you got my socials?
Sure. I give them a try. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
So let's see, everybody. Thanks for listening to Golden Image Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. You can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Golden Image Podcast. Be sure to send us emails if you have any recommendations for places that we should go check out, things we should do in the state of Indiana. GoldenMojoENT.com. And yeah, rate and review us on Spotify.
Yes.
We're on YouTube, so go
Yes.
search us on YouTube, watch our videos on there, like, subscribe.
Punch that bell.
Yeah, and when you're done listening to us, you can go check out all the other podcasts, whether that be the MurdNerds, Indiana Chiefs Fans, the Call Guys, Quarter Books and Booze, United States Paranormal, or the Golden 80s.
There you go.
All of those podcasts, wherever you can find your podcast.
And you're searching for podcasts to listen to, so
Yeah.
do it. Just do it. All right.
Did I miss anything?
I don't know. New merch on Golden Mojo ENT.
MojoENT.com.
Always putting up new merch. Got a new hoodie up for Golden 80s. a new pint glass for Golden 80s. And, ladies and gentlemen, it is on the website. You can get it. It is the Fat Billy Ray approved t-shirt is on Golden Mojo ENT.
Nice.
Yeah. Go order yourself one. You know you want one.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Good deal.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything else? Go to Families Helping Families this weekend, guys. Come down to see us. Come down to meet us. It'll be great. Be a good time. We are actually going to go rehearse for that next.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
All right.
All right. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Later.
Later.
How come you don't have a big sign off?
Loose.
I don't need one.
For everybody out there in podcast land.
Jess has a read with you later, so I'm good.
All right. We're out of here. Late.
Golden Image Radio is on the air.
Golden Image.
Oh, I finally got a crap this game.
Rock on.